Welcome to Shadow Daddy Groupies, a podcast where we read fantasy books. We're Raven and Kelly. Get ready for us to bring you our unhinged book recommendations and even worse taste in men.
Let's talk about this fucking book that I told you that it was gonna suck. What was it called?
And I was like, I want to read it.
I found
Some
it. I
You
read it
found it.
and I was like, "Oh, this sucked." And you were like,
Are you sure
"I'll
you
go."
told me it sucked? Because I don't
Oh,
remember you saying that.
it's on recording. It's on
Ooh.
recording.
I don't know why I missed that. I was like, okay, I'm going to read this book.
You
I'm
were
excited
and
about it.
you were you were so adamant about it too. And I was like, Kelly, I was like, you really don't have to. We can read something else.
Really?
Yeah, I was. We can read another book. I'll read
It
something.
was so terrible. Oh my God. I was like kind of liking it at first. And then I was like, why is this book trying to hit too many tropes? It was like all over the place. I was like, wait, now he's an assassin? What? Now he's what?
They're
It
aiming
was
for
terrible.
tropes. Aiming for
Too
tropes.
many tropes. Too many.
Oh my god, my cheeks hurt. Okay.
And like sometimes when I'm writing, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this and this. And then I read a book like that and I'm like, oh, that was a bad idea. Like sometimes you have an idea in your head and you're like, oh, it's going to be amazing if I do all of these things or I do this thing or I do that thing and you read it and you're like, oh, that's why that was a bad idea.
Listen, hitting all these tropes, man. Yeah, so let's start out. I liked the beginning when he was like, "Oh, I don't know who she is," and then they're like, fuck you," but then they're also like 13.
Yeah. And the whole like smoking and drugs and
They
sex,
definitely
like
were in the
way too young.
UK.
I was like, why do they have tattoos at 15? Like, who are these people and where are their parents?
They're definitely from the UK. Right? Wasn't it the UK?
No,
Or
but then they were in America, and some reason they were bringing all of their friends to
I
America so that they could go to a prison to meet his
it's
dad.
an insane asylum.
I
And
was
his
like,
dad was like
what?
known to be a murderer, but then this
Or a serial killer or something. But then at some point, they just let this random girl go and meet the serial killer. And
like
he's like, well, I was going through a hard time and not on my medication, but also I can just escape whenever I want
and
and no
then
one can do anything about it.
the mom visiting him while she's with her husband in the the US.
Yeah.
What?
And then there was like all this I feel like she was trying to set up a multi-book series by talking about all these side characters and like hinting at all this stuff that was going to happen in other books, but it was so messy and overdone that I was like, can we just focus on the main characters, please? Like, I can barely understand what the fuck is going on with the main characters.
And then like
And
didn't he just like pop out of nowhere with like a private jet?
yeah,
And
he was like,
then
oh, I made millions of dollars,
he
but
never made it to
also,
his he never made it. They never even made it to the thing until like the last day because they kept staying in hotels and staying in hotels and staying with
yeah, like there was like this
bodyguard Bruce.
one bed forced proximity thing that kept trying to happen. And then there was like something that happened, but she was taking way too long to tell you why they broke up as teenagers. And then randomly she was like, oh, yeah. And she was pregnant and lost the baby and kind of hinted that maybe someone pushed her or
Yeah.
her. And then there was like a stepbrother
You know,
rape thing.
I kind of did like the stepbrothery thing. I like the like not the raping part, but the part where like the main male character has no idea that she's being abused by him, and it
But
makes me
how
want to be
can
like,
no one
I want
know?
to save you.
And like, I'm sorry, I understand when a young woman is being abused and she's afraid to tell people, but she's like 25 at this point and she's like hiding it. I'm like, girl, you have receipts. At this point, you have years of text messages. Just show up to the police station and get a restraining order. I don't, I was like, I don't get it.
No, I mean, just tell your freaking mafia ass boyfriend that you fucking hate.
Or tell your mafia ass ex boyfriend or something. I don't know. And then she had like a dad that didn't believe her. And I was like, but you have receipts. Just show him. And somehow she had a phone that he couldn't hack into, but he could literally do anything else. I was like, she's a nobody with no options, like no whatever. And you're like supposed to be this super criminal and you can't break into her phone? What?
Yeah, you can't see these text messages and all this shit that's being said, but yet you just looked at her phone. Like,
And she's been like abused for like 8 years or something and no one figured it out? What? Not even like her other brother, a stepbrother. I don't, it was just so weird. And like, she was like trying to make him bad by having tattoos and smoking and having a drug problem. And I was just like,
didn't
I don't,
even.
this is not even believable. It's not even what you act like when you're on cocaine. You ever,
I don't even remember them doing that.
yeah, apparently, like he like snorted a bunch of cocaine off someone's ass at one point and but was acting really weird. I was like, that's
Oh,
not
yeah, he
even
was
what you
like,
act
oh,
like.
that's right. He had a problem. Yeah, he just had a problem, and
He
she went to
supposedly
like
got
her
a drug
dad,
problem
and
from this woman that was like abusing him,
oh,
who was like
he's a
his boss.
prostitute.
He was like a prostitute. She kept like drugging him. And I was just like,
Hold on, guys. I just
how
want to
how
say
can you
that
be
this.
an assassin and a prostitute and be on drugs all the time?
All right,
Like what?
I just want to say, guys, that this is a real book.
I'm
Because
just
it sounds so freaking
I don't
barbaric.
even want to say the name of the book or the
We're not.
author, but
We
it
already said the
was
name, but we're not. That's
terrible.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna bleep out the name of the book that we said earlier, and we're just gonna leave this as the mystery book.
Okay, this is why people need editors, like good editors, I think. I mean, to be like, honey, you need to cut some of this out and just focus on like a few things.
Like, I didn't understand the prostitution thing and how he also was like a killer.
Yeah, and
But
somehow like a gazillionaire and then there was like
like
a
he's like
very
a head.
unbelievable chase scene where they were getting shot at and I was just like,
Like, get on the
how?
plane, get on the plane, run. Oh my God, don't leave me. Why won't you kiss me? Oh my God, I kissed you. Oh my God, goodbye. Oh my God, come here. Oh my God, come with me. Oh my God.
And like,
The
yeah, and then like
realest
the
part about it was his panic attack in the bathroom.
yeah, I forgot he had panic attacks, but then like
That's because he's done
once or
so much
twice.
drugs and
No, he had them when he was a kid because his
yeah.
dad was a murderer and he was afraid he was going to turn into a murderer. And so he'd have these panic attacks. And then he'd call his dad's, who's in an insane asylum, like a criminal insane asylum, and has his own cell phone. So he could just call his dad anytime he wanted and be like, Dad, I'm having a panic attack. And he's like, that's okay, son.
And it's weird because when she went to go visit him, he was like, he was like, I'll put you on the call list.
Here's my secret cell phone number. Call me anytime.
Except for you have to call the the insane asylum that I'm in to get a hold of me.
No, he had like a secret cell phone or something. That's how he talked to her. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This book is like all over the place and needs an editor.